If you ever be in that way, passport from Augusta.
Yep, go ahead.
Thank you, Dad.
Such and such.
This is Matt.
This group you see right here is group number 1. We call ourselves the Arthritis Crusaders. Our mission? To raise awareness of the cost of the acts of fundraising and promotion while donating our time and resources to help those affected by arthritis. To accomplish this mission, we set 3 goals for ourselves. The first goal was to raise $700. We plan to reach this goal by selling items such as bracelets and suckers, distributing change canisters throughout Bloomington Normal, and having fundraising events. Our second goal was to recruit at least 10 people to participate in the Arthritis Walk. With this goal initially being our most important, we decided we needed to dedicate all time possible to spreading the word about the walk and gathering participants for the walk. Our final goal was to keep the walk alive, which was something that could only be achieved if the first 2 goals were met. If the 2012 walk does not have a sufficient amount of walkers, the walk will not be able to continue in the coming years. In this video presentation, you will hear about our accomplishments, our struggles, and most importantly, how we took course concepts we learned in lecture and applied them to the real-life situations that occurred within our group over the course of this semester.
Our group had 3 main fundraisers which we used throughout the semester. Our first one was we made these fundraiser bracelets which say "I love joints" on them. And we sold them for $3 a piece. The reason why we put that slogan on was because it was really easy to get college kids to buy them. So we made a lot of profit off that, almost $300. It was really hard to sell them, but in the end, we ended up making a lot of money off of it, so it was really worth it. The next fundraiser we did was a barbecue, and we had that at Brett's house. My boss has arthritis, and she donated all of the hot dogs and hamburgers that we used at that event. We sold plates for $5, and we made a little over $100 after it was all finished. And then our final fundraiser was we got our hands on this really awesome bunny suit, and Lindsay wore it all over the quad, and we took donations and made a website where we put all the pictures up and people got their pictures posted with it. And so they could also, when they get their pictures, they could look at our website and have the chance to donate money on our website too. So those were 3 fundraisers we did. We felt like they were all very successful.
On the rooftops edge, the muddy street beneath my swollen head.
Some of the challenges that we faced in our group were communicating within the group, selling the bracelets we used for fundraisers, and recruiting walkers for the Arthritis Walk. Communicating with our group was sometimes challenging during the meetings because people would be distracted on Facebook or music or something, and some people wouldn't even make it their first priority, so they'd have to leave early or wouldn't come to meetings, so that was sometimes challenging, but we got through it. And then recruiting walkers, we really wanted to recruit 10 walkers, but it was somewhat challenging because I feel like we invested a lot of our time within fundraising and reaching our other goals first, so we had to put that one on the back burner. But the last thing that I feel we should have worked harder on was selling the bracelets. Even though they were a pretty good success for our group, they didn't move as quickly as we thought they would. We sold them for $3, and that was probably the reason we did so well with them, but we just didn't sell as many as we thought.
One course concept that applies to our group is synergy. Synergy is 2 or more things functioning together to produce a result that's not independently obtainable. One thing that we did was we sold pictures of the Easter Bunny. Having more than just the photographer and the Easter Bunny selling the pictures made money gathering, advertising, which was just shouting at people, and bodyguarding the bunny a lot easier. If it had just been the Easter Bunny, nobody would have bought the pictures. If it was just the bunny and the photographer, they would have had to carry around the bags and this sign and keep putting them down and picking them back up, which would have been absolutely ridiculous. With 4 people, the bags more easily dispersed, and we were able to have more people orally advertising and collecting money while the photographer was doing his job and the bunny was rocking out.
We use collaboration as a way to manage conflict from trying to figure out a way to raise money. We all chipped in ideas and tried to find a solution in which we could all work on something together in a win-win situation. Then we chose which idea would work. In order to save face for each person, we brought up the ideas, and we also used compromising when multiple ideas were brought up. We used Jenna's idea, but used Kristen's idea as the backup, so this way each person got their way.
A valuable piece of information that we learned not only in the classroom and the textbook, we also learned this very thoroughly through our groups. And this course content is called situational leadership. An example of situational leadership is actually the production of this video right now. Is actually Nick, who we had no idea was very good at photography and videography. We were sitting around one day and we're like, how are we going to film this video? None of us really know how to do it. And Nick stepped up and he's like, oh, well, I already have the camera, I already have the videography with me. And we're like, whoa. So immediately we took orders from him because he knew what he was doing and he stepped up. And although we did not assign this position to him, he was the leader in terms of getting this production done.
One goal that our group was able to accomplish was the ability to raise $700. We did this by seeking sponsors, selling bracelets, and using canisters. A goal that we were not able to achieve was getting enough walkers to participate in the race. A technique that our group used was nominal group technique. We did this by using sticky notes and placing those sticky notes on a erase board. We put ideas that each member thought would be good and used those ideas later on.
A few bits of advice I would give future classmates is, number one and most importantly, never sass Megan. She will kill you. Second piece of advice I would give future classmates is organize time to hang out with your group and socialize. That way there's not a lot of tension, you can get to know everyone, and meetings will be much more enjoyable. You'll actually want to hang out with your group and get stuff done rather than treating it as work. So definitely get to know your group and become friends with them, because then you will want to go to your group meetings and have a good time.
If there was one thing I would tell the next semester, it would be to advertise more so you can get more money for the Arthritis Foundation. You can do Facebook, Twitter, sidewalk chalk.
If I had to give advice to other groups, I would say make sure you get everything out of the way in the beginning and don't procrastinate with anything. I mean, our group did a pretty good job with it, but it just, when it came down to crunch time, sometimes we had issues, but it worked out pretty well.
Distributing canisters was an effective and really easy way for our group to make money because all you do is drop off the canister, leave it, check it every now and then, and you have money in it. Our group distributed canisters at Casey's 707 liquor store, and Nick had the good idea to leave one at his grandparents' house, and every day they leave their change in there, and that was the way we got the most money out of the can. He got $40 out of that can, $20 from Casey's and $20 from the liquor store. So it was just a really easy way to get money really fast, and it's something I wish our group would have done more of.
One recommendation that I would make to future groups is that communication is key. The ability to communicate with other group members in your group is absolutely essential through the use of Facebook, Skype, or even Twitter.
So a tip that I would like to share for people that are going to take this class is that they need to know it is a time requirement. My group and I meet at least once a week for like an hour. So before taking this class, make sure you schedule some time in for a group because you'll have a lot of group meetings.
If I were to give any sort of advice for future groups for the small group communication class, I would definitely have to suggest having extra ideas on hand for the last minute to fall back on. With our group, we didn't raise quite as much money as we thought, so we were able to have our backup ideas to raise extra money at the last second.
We want to say thank you so much to Purdue's Grill. Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Thanks!
That was awesome.